cassette collection number 3, or part 3. Here we have the Johnny Cash collection. That's all Johnny Cash, along with the exception of this one down here, Johnny Russell. The problem I have is, unfortunately, this cassette holder here, it's slightly bowed in the middle there. So sometimes this will come out, sometimes it won't. I think the bottom one might be a bit of a problem as well. Anyway, moving on, we now have up the top here. Right at the very back there, we have Culture Club. We then have Pepsi Band-Aid Hits, Hits for Kid. This one, that was my very first ever cassette that I got. That I remember dearly. We then have 101 Favourites, WWF Superstars. That's got to be collectible now, isn't it? We'll see if that you've got. Who we got on the front here? We have Macho Man Randy Savage, I think the British Bulldog, Undertaker, and Bret the Hitman Hart. Yes, I do know my old wrestling stars because I've been collecting them on VHS. So, we then have a Ken Dodd, still alive, surprisingly. Visions, Spitting Image, this is a very good cassette, very good one. The Cat Tongue Tied from Red Dwarf, remember that? That was popular back in the day. Found that. Very happy with that. We then have Aha, and one that I found without a cover. It's Doctor Who and the Daleks with the fourth Doctor reading it, Tom Baker. So I mean, there's a bit of a scrape there. There shouldn't be any scraping. It is slightly warped, but the bottom one's a lot worse. Right, this one. Mostly blanks at the back there. I can't remember what they are. We then have a good mixture of stuff here. So I can't explain it because I can't really see. It's a little bit taller, this one, than me, but either way, okay. So I'm going to see if this will slot back into, but actually I'm going to leave it out because this lot is bound to fall out. What's in here? Yep, there we go. Okay. In here we have a mixture. We have Wurzels. Those are the same people who did I've Got a Brand New Combine Harvester. Next we have Billy Joe Spears, good country singer. We then have the Monty Python cassettes. The only one I haven't listened to is the Brian one, this one here, which is pretty cool. There we go. Focus there, that's a pretty cool one. I'll see if this will go back in. Hopefully it will. Maybe it was the next one down. No, it was definitely this one, the taller one. Now next up is, now you can see this one dragging. Yeah, that's how badly broken it is. I think it's not broken, it's just warped. This, and this drawer here, the second one, is Elvis. Oh, you don't believe me? That is all Elvis. Most of what's in the second drawer is not listened to stuff. All of that drawer is listened to. So like I say, I am an Elvis fan. Oh, and there's also this one here, which is Bob Wills, which is just another random country singer. Okay, I'm going to see if this will fit up here. Should do, because you have little clips that usually stop it from coming out all the way, and they've broken off. Right, now we get down to the more easy to view stuff. Whoops, almost trip over the cable. Here we have a mixture of stuff. We have Silk and Steel, which is just, again, soft rock and roll. Goodies country cassette. Motown Hits of Gold, Roger Miller, piano favourite, and a load of BBC cassettes. Most of these are working, most of them aren't. More Goon Show. Noel's Funny Phone Calls. Remember that TV programme back in the day? You probably don't. I've got it on record as well. Got Not the 9 o'clock News as well, which is a fairly good programme. Nice collection. Next up we have, remember the railway stuff? Told you I brought a hell of a load of railway cassettes. This is all basically famous trains and train stuff. So you got like this one here, I'll just randomly pick out. So you have Diesels on the Lickerty Incline. It is literally, these were all donated to a charity shop, which I volunteer in. And there was basically like about 20-30 boxes of cassette tapes, all with this lot in. So you got Sounds of Steam Trains, Sounds of the Steam Age, Trains in Trouble. Should be good. Next we have a mixture of stuff, more of these trains. We then have the Anthrax, all of which has been listened to. Guns N' Roses, good stuff. Random Slash one, but again because he was in Guns N' Roses. And the original War of the Worlds, not the modern crap version. This is the original, which my dad has on record, and I have on record, but he brought his when it was brand new. Next up we have all of this lot here. Oops. We have the Led Zepp. The reason why this one is completely warped is because it was left in my dad's car, and my dad's old car used to get so hot that it used to be like an oven. Well, it managed to warp 2 cassette cases. Thankfully no damage was done. The other one I replaced. Here we have Magnum, which was actually produced, or the manager of this was the drummer from Queen. Then we have the Megadeth, all listened to unfortunately, so no re-listening to those until all the rest of it's been listened to. Here's Sky. Sky was basically take a classical piece of music and do it with modern instruments. Very good thing. Real thing. Rocky Horror Picture Show. Brilliant cassette, brilliant film. More Red. This is a, I think, 80s or like late 70s rock music. Does it have a year on it? It doesn't seem to have a year on it, unfortunately. Oh, 1989, so that's very late, sort of like 80s rock and roll. Still good though. We have a Bay City Rollers one here. Bit rough around the edges, but nonetheless okay. Next we have a mixture of stuff, more country. We then have some Hawaiian and guitar country classics with George Hamilton. Very nice. This bit down here is a slide out unit. I've had to slide this out because it was slightly broken. All of that down there is Slim Whitman. This lot here is some country, but also as well loads of Willie Nelson. I am a fan of Willie Nelson. He's a good singer. Was at Glastonbury a couple of years ago. This drawer here also slides out. Hold on. Same amount of length. Okay. Starting at the bottom here, we have loads and loads of Boxcar Willie. Here we have the Deep Purple. That one's one half. It's done by this company, which was basically a knockoff company. I think that's a knockoff company, I'm not sure. But either way, they made like a lot of cheap cassettes, but of good stuff. And they go for very expensive prices on eBay. Loads of Tammy Wynette. Another Convoy that's over here. Oh, Deep Purple in Concert 1. Oh no, this is the one. Made by that company there, if you can just about make it out. That's the people who did it. And then we have Motorhead. Sadly, Lemmy is now gone. No Sleep Till Hammersmith no longer plays, it squeaks. But these two, one of which I'm still to listen to. More Tammy Wynette. Again, Boxcar Willie, Tammy Wynette. Ooh, slide that back in there. Now then, let's see what's in this final collection here. Oh yes, this is the Jim Reeves stuff. I'm going to move my light down a little bit so we can get a bit more viewing pleasure here. There we go. Right, this is all Jim Reeves in here to be listened to. Again, I was into country music, so if I saw someone I knew from country, I brought him. And yeah, Jim Reeves is obviously the most commonly reproduced. Marty Robbins at the back there. Rock and Roll Greatest Ever. Billy Walker. Isaac Hayes, the late great chef. I remember listening to him on my old mobile phone through the radio when he passed away. ABBA. 50 Guitar Extravaganza, just still to listen to, which is a record as well. Next we have even more country. I told you I was a country fan. Here we have Patsy Cline, Cowboy Copus. A lot of good stuff in here. Next we have more country. Jerry Rafiti, Night Owl. Real sad loss of him. I do have his records. The only one I'm now after is the third one he made with the clowns and the dice on it. I can't remember what it's called, unfortunately. Nice amount of stuff. Pornier Wagoneer, early country. And finally we have this lot. Next we have Europe, Metallica Load. I do have Masters of Puppets, but that's broken. It's sort of knackered. Best of Bread. Faster Pussycat. I saw this on one of them VHS tapes of metal, or heavy metal, and this was one of the groups mentioned. They seem okay. Good old Frank Sinatra. And that is officially it. Thank you very much for watching. As you can see, we have a fair amount of cassettes, and we've gone through a good amount. Goodbye.